These are the banks that will close this year. More bank branches will close this year as lenders continue to withdraw funds from the high street. Lenders have already announced that at least 189 branches will close in 2024, the figures show. The latest massive outflow followed 645 closed last year. Since the beginning of 2015, almost 6,000 have disappeared. And this year, the trend will not change as banks continue to cut costs and point to a growing shift of customers to using online services. Banks have been cutting branch networks for years in an attempt to reduce costs, but the growth rate has increased with the increased use of digital alternatives. The pandemic has accelerated this process. However, campaigners warn that elderly and vulnerable users are being left out. The latest data was collected by the consumer group which? Jenny Ross, the firm's financial editor, said. Unfortunately, we have witnessed the closure of hundreds of bank branches. With more than 180 branches due to close in 2024, in addition to the 5,783 branches closed since January 2015, the future of the UK's high street banking infrastructure is bleak. Consumers risk being isolated because personal banking services are not available to their communities. The government must do more to protect their needs. A separate study by the SAS analytical platform showed that almost 1 million customers may be left without banks for several months. One of the ideas designed to alleviate the suffering of the affected communities is the creation of banking centers. This allows different lenders to share the premises of the branches, each of which uses them in turn to serve customers on different days of the week. However, critics say they are not keeping up with the scale of the closures. Only 31 branches have been opened in cities that were previously left without banks due to the withdrawal of all major banks and building societies. Another 70 are scheduled to open next year. Ms. Ross said. Banking centers could play an important role in this, but deployment takes too long. New centers should be opened as soon as possible so that millions of consumers are not left behind. Barclays closed the largest number of branches in 2023, 180, and 34 are already planned for this year, followed by NatWest 138, with 21 planned for 2024. Royal Bank of Scotland, also part of the NatWest Group, closed 4 branches last year and planned to close 1 this year. Ulster Bank, another company owned by NatWest, closed 0 branches last year but plans 10 in 2024. NatWest, which is still 38% owned by taxpayers, indicated that new closures are likely. Last month, Chief Financial Officer Katie Murray told the FT's World Banking Summit in London. Branches will always be important, but we just don't need anything like the number we have. She said NatWest currently has 550 branches, but we don't need that many branches. HSBC had the 3rd highest number of closures in 2023, with 114, although none are scheduled this year. Last year, the head of the bank in the UK, Ian Stewart, caused a negative reaction when he told MPs that the closure of bank branches was in line with the wishes of customers. The Mail has long advocated for the protection of the high street in order to preserve vital shops and services.